What? What are you laughing
You're
at?
hilarious. I looked up and you're going,
Because I'm saying her last name
I
silently
know
to
you
myself.
are. I love you so much.
All right,
All
Becky.
right. So, hello and welcome to Smiling Souls. This is Stephanie Keenan Ray and Wendy Tadiucci. How you doing today?
Hey, excellent. Sound bath last night. Full moon sound bath.
Nice.
First one ever. Did not know what to expect. In a lavender field.
Nice.
Oh, it was gorgeous. It was so nice.
That must have been amazing.
That was me. But what about you?
Absolutely. Just carrying on, doing things, doing the creative workshops that I've been doing, which have been going really well.
Yeah,
So
I heard.
life is going well.
Oh,
And helping people break through their blocks around creativity and tap into their self-care and just find some joy. So that's been very rewarding, like hearing people's responses to what we're doing. It just makes me happy. So
I'm
yeah.
so excited for you.
Yeah.
Breaking into, busting down into your next level.
Exactly. So all right, want to do some oracle cards and then we'll introduce our guest.
We'll introduce Priyanka. Yeah, let's do some oracle cards. Tell us who did you draw? What did you draw, Stephanie?
So I was just telling Wendy that I got up to go to the bathroom and I came back to my desk and I had reorganized my desk just the other day. And this card just was magically sitting off to the side over here under something. Like, so I guess this is my card today because it put itself here.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Apparently the fairies are at work again.
Those fairies.
Those freaking fairies. I have another fairy story for you later.
Ooh.
So I was doing some art. I have these old windows that my dad brought me that I am doing alcohol inks on, so it becomes almost stained glassy in a very chaotic way.
Ooh.
And so I was doing those outside, and I had brought like a bin of the supplies outside. And like 2 days later, I go to bring them back in the house because we were supposed to get a thunderstorm. And there was a bag, this little plastic bag under one of the chairs at the patio table. And I pick up the bag. It's old art supplies I have had for like 20 years. Like, it's not linoleum, but it's that black stuff that you carve with like.
Yeah. And it turns out like rainbow colors.
No, it's not the rainbow. It's like the original stuff that like it's just white underneath. But it's more of a hard thing, but it's really cool. And so 2 of those things that I've had forever, the actual pen thing that holds the parts that you would scrape with. But the scrapey parts were missing. And I was like, first off, where did this come from? Because I don't remember it being in that supply box that I brought outside. Like, and then the actual tips were not in there. So I was like, oh crap. I was like, those damn fairies, the Irish fairies, they are trouble and they just cause trouble all the time. So I was just like, all right, this was weird. And then I went back outside and I said, like, I thought about it. And then I just basically said to the fairies, I was like, could you please bring me the tips so that I can actually do that project?
Yeah.
And I went back outside and I looked around and boom, I found the tips.
Yeah. You're going, thank you.
So I go, thank you, fairies. But yeah, they just cause a little mayhem in my world. Sorry. Priyanka's now like, what am I doing? Who are these ladies?
Can I hang on?
Yeah.
I got a mayhem
a mayhem story.
I'm so sorry, Priyanka.
I love mayhem stories.
So we have a lot of geese on our property. A lot. I haven't counted, but a lot. And I look out the window in the front and they are on the cement, right? I'm like, So if you know anything about geese, they poop all the time. This is what they do. They eat, they poop. They eat, they poop. So I opened up the window and I said, hey, could you not poop on the cement? And they looked at me and they waddled away and they went in the grass. I'm like, thank you. Well, I didn't realize, but at this particular point, our neighbor starts walking by and he heard me say,
And you not poop on the grass.
could you not poop on the cement? And he was like, I went, hi, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
I'm just talking to the geese. Didn't make it any better.
No.
You're welcome.
Poor Steve is just like, yeah, that's my wife.
He's like, I don't know her.
No. All right. So back at it. Prosperity card jumped out of the deck and onto my desk. And it says, it is Archangel Ariel. It says, your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest dreams into reality. I'm pouring a cornucopia of prosperity upon you and your life and ask that you open your arms to receive it. Some of the treasures will come in the form of brilliant ideas, and some will come as opportunities. We'll work together to realize your highest dreams, and I'll ask that you give any worries to me. God and I love you very much and are happy to help you in this way. We know that you'll pass along the goodness to others as well. Working with Ariel is involved with divine magic, which means instant manifestation of highest will. Ariel helps you attract any support that you need in your life's mission. Know that it's normal and in the light for miracles to occur in this arena. Ariel's aura is a pale shade of pink, and if you wear or hold rose quartz crystals, your heart will open further to Ariel's magnificent love. Ask her for whatever you'll need, and she'll guide you accordingly.
Well, go grab some rose quartz, quick.
I honestly have rose quartz right here, darling.
Great. Right in my hand. I love it.
I actually was thinking about that as I was reading it, because I also at the spa I use a rose toner that has rose quartz in it.
So you're surrounded by it. Keep it up. Nice job. Wow. I love it. Okay. So I pulled High Priestess. Harness mystic power. And so that says, align with the light and focus on all things positive. The High Priestess is the physical embodiment of the divine feminine, the goddess in human form. She has had many names through time and space, but her essence has remained similar: fierce, powerful, and disciplined. In many traditions, particularly pre-Christian, the high priestess was in charge of spiritual and religious orders and was the voice of authority and guidance from the gods. The high priestess in this deck is the consort and partner of the high priest, and if you look at the cards together, you will see they mirror each other's energy. She is joined by a black cat representing the Egyptian goddess Bast, who protects her from lower energies, and she stands strong in her glory and power.
Very cool.
And now you get to pull a card for Priyanka.
Yes. While we were talking, I pulled one, and so I pulled Clear Your Space. Yeah, it's a pretty one. Archangel Josephiel. Get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use feng shui. Your home and work environments affect you on many levels. Clutter can erode your energy, creativity, and prosperity. I'll help you find the time and motivation to clear interferences from your physical environment. Together, we'll release anything that's not serving you. We'll donate, recycle, discard unused items. We'll open the windows to circulate fresh air into the rooms, and I'll escort lower energies away. You'll notice a huge improvement in all areas of your life as a result of this endeavor. Working with Archangel Josephiel, her aura is a deep rose pink, signifying her beautiful, loving, and caring nature. Dark pink crystals such as pink rubellite are associated with Josephiel's energy. Anytime you're involved with redecorating or spring cleaning, call upon her for help. It's like you're having your own spiritual interior decorator and feng shui consultant.
I love it.
And pink.
Yeah,
Pink.
which is what you're wearing.
I don't know. I had to wear pink today, and I just got a pedicure and got glittery pink nail polish too. I'd never done that before.
Well,
that's so crazy. Does that feel like something you needed to hear, or is something like feeling a little chaotic like right now?
I'm definitely feeling stuffy, and I really actually want to step aside and open the windows right now.
Go for it. Go for it.
Open up those windows.
Totally in lining with what I need.
Oh my gosh.
That is so funny. Yeah, we've had the AC on for a couple days, and we don't really do the AC unless we're dying. And so we would hit that wall where I was like, I need to open the windows. I need some fresh air. And so this morning it was cool enough that I could do that. And it's really funny because this year our lilies in the front garden by our window in our living room are so tall. They're going up into our cherry tree. That's how tall they are. And they're like eye level when you're sitting in a window. So when I opened the windows, it was like lily smell came right in. So I was like, all right, maybe that window can be closed a little because I can only take so much lily smell.
Lily smell. Yeah, I get that. Okay.
Oh, and I really love the clearing of my energy because I could use that too.
That is awesome. Cool. Yeah. Well, I am so glad that was the right card for you. And yeah. Tired of sugar ruling your life? It's time to take control with Coach Ingrid, who, by the way, was on episode 40, the Green Goddess Guru. Get her free Kick the Sugar cheat sheet for instant strategies. Ready for more? You'll also receive a free 30-minute consultation to discuss how you can banish cravings. Coach Ingrid's 6-month one-on-one coaching is the key to losing weight, effectively managing symptoms, and getting back the energy and confidence to enjoy all the activities you've been missing. Don't wait. Empower yourself with Coach Ingrid. Learn more at thegreengoddess.guru.
Our guest, Dr. Priyanka Venkataraman, is a board-certified OBGYN physician, mother, and certified life and parent coach. As the founder and CEO of Wayfinding Moms, she helps professional women find clarity, connection, and direction during life's most challenging transitions. Couldn't get that transition out, whether in their careers, parenting journeys, or personal growth. Her own journey has been filled with transformative transitions, moving to a new country alone at 17, medical school, residency, oral board exams, career shifts, business ventures, and perhaps most challenging of all, navigating her transition into motherhood. Through life and parent coaching, she experienced profound shifts in her relationship and family dynamics, reinforcing her belief in the power of intentional growth and support. Her mission is to help women move from simply surviving to truly thriving, living joyful, aligned lives that honor both their ambitions and their well-being. The ripple effect leads to raising resilient children who are architects of our future. So welcome, Dr. Priyanka Venkataraman.
Awesome. Thank you. That was lovely. Did I give you that? Because that's amazing.
You did? Yes.
You did. I need to hear that more often.
Well, once you get this live, just hit on repeat, my friend. Repeat.
Yeah, there you go.
Because you are amazing.
Yes. Thank you. That is a great affirmation that I can just replay in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. I love that.
Steph, I can see why you invited her to the podcast.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes. Oh man. Well, tell us how there's so much there. Like, tell us a little bit about you, coming to America, all of it. Like, tell us just start from the beginning, or
Tell us your journey.
Your journey.
Well, my journey has been very straightforward, as in it was always meant to be a straight path. There's no twists or turns. You can't zigzag off of that path. And that's how it's been all the way till 2022. And that's when everything just went exploded everywhere. But till 2022, it was, I came to the US at 2002 for undergrad at the age of 17 before I could even get a cell phone for myself. So I'm sitting in the circle introducing myself to all my new classmates and my residents on my floor, and they're all exchanging cell phone numbers. And here I am handing them a slip of paper with my landline going, here, call me, please. And of course, the first thing I did on my 18th birthday was to go grab my own cell phone.
There you go.
Yep.
But that's, so that was way back in 2002. And for 20 years, till 2022, it was undergrad, med school, residency, physician job, all boom, 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 in a line, one after the other, how we're supposed to do it.
Right.
Without any breaks, without any deviations. And that's how we were just taught to just keep going and going. And then I believe in 2018, I probably started, now I know it was probably burnout. And I didn't know any better at that time. I just started looking for new jobs. I interviewed at a few places. I looked at what's out there. And everywhere I went, they would give the job description. And I was like, this doesn't look any better than what I'm already doing. So that's when I, still stayed at my job that I was at, kept chugging along, kept working the crazy hours that we always did. My husband and I, we met in undergrad, which I'm grateful for. But we were at this point where when I was working and he was working, we were just doing shifts. We would only see each other on the weekends, and then we would be too tired to do anything. So we'd basically just lie around together on the weekends. And on the weekdays, we barely saw each other. I would leave for work at 6:30, 7 in the morning. He's not even up yet. And he would work till 8, 9, 10 p.m. at night when I need to be in bed because I have to be up again. So it was just, we were just passing, what are they called? With the passing
Two ships passing in the night.
Yeah, 2 ships passing in the middle of the night. And then, of course, in 2019, bring a kid into that mix. And not only that, he, of course, I had a horrible pregnancy with a lot of, I think it's the healthcare workers who have more and more complications. Maybe it's because we know that they can happen. So it just, we're manifesting that.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh God, this could happen. And
exactly. Or there's also all this added stress, and we're not taking care of our own health while we take care of others' health. So all of that, and it was a pregnancy where I was out on disability, and after delivery, my kid had a lot of problems as well with growth and nutrition and allergies, and it was pretty intense. It came to a point where my husband and I still have PTSD from my kid vomiting, because his reaction to any kind of formula was vomiting. Anytime we tried anything.
Oh, wow.
So it put a lot of pressure on me to be the sole nutrition provider for him, even after going back to full-time work where I'm doing surgeries and C-sections and deliveries. And I have to still make sure I get to pump. The one time I tried to put on, now that with technology, we have those pumps that go inside and they're hidden. It wasn't smart. And I put them on and said, oh, this is a 20-minute surgery. I'll be out. It'll be fine. And an hour and a half later, they were hurting. And I don't know what I was thinking. So all the things we do for our patients, for our kids, and not thinking about ourselves, right? I was there. I was doing it all.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And I haven't even mentioned the pandemic that started around then too.
Yeah, right. And then there's that.
Yeah,
I went back to work in December of 21, and then everything shuts down in 22. And I'm sorry,
2020.
I went back to work December 2019, and everything shuts down in 2020 as soon as I'm getting my groove back. But our lives didn't change, because my husband still worked from the basement in his, he worked online basically, and I still went in every day. So now with those 2 ships just passing the night, we have a kid in the mix who needs full-time care. So initially, we were really lucky. We had a nanny that worked with us for about 1.5 years of his life. And she probably did 47 to 50 hours a week for us just to keep us afloat.
Wow.
And that was with my husband taking my son all the way till 10 a.m. because that's when he started work.
Yep.
And I would rush home by 7 p.m. and that's when she would leave.
Yep.
But there were times that she would put him to bed and my husband's in the basement with a camera and knows that he's okay and up there. And I'm still driving home and she's already gone. And it was, yeah. So it was, we were so grateful we had her when he was so young and needed that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, life gets in the way. So unfortunately, she had to leave working for us because her partner got sick and unfortunately passed away from cancer within 6 months of that.
Oh my goodness.
So we, at least by then, it was August of 21, and we struggled through 6 months of sketchy childcare, few days here and there. My sister-in-law, their divine intervention. I truly believe that happened. There was a glitch in my sister-in-law's paperwork, and she was our highly overqualified nanny for 6 months. She's an ICU attending. And her paperwork didn't go through for her next job. And I think it was meant to be because we needed her for those 6 months.
Right.
And then she started in January.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
The January 2022, we finally got him in daycare.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we, even before that, as we're interviewing and trying to get childcare booked up, because we knew eventually my sister-in-law was leaving, I interviewed like 40 people. This is in the middle of the pandemic. There was a high demand for these people, and they were ghosting. They were showing up one day saying, we don't want to come back the next day.
Oh boy.
They're coming for a week saying they're sick the next week. And then I don't hear anything from them. And I'm constantly calling them and nothing. It was a nightmare at that time. And so we finally got him into daycare. And within 5 days, he's the one who brings home COVID.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
And at least it was January 22. At least we were on the point of getting vaccines. But of course, there were people who didn't want to work for me because I was the essential healthcare worker and they didn't want to be exposed or lived with their, 70-year-old grandparents and didn't want to expose them. And here he's the one who brings it home because we couldn't find any more childcare. But it became very clear within those first few weeks that between January of June of 2022, he was going to be sick because he hadn't even been to a grocery store before then. So he was basically, I think he went in maybe 6 weeks out of those 6 months.
Yeah.
In those 6 months of school. And how do you get childcare for a kid who's too sick to go to daycare?
Right.
Good question.
So it's just me and my husband. And how we were so busy before, and here we are now. I'm rushing in for surgeries in the morning, rushing home and canceling patients in the afternoon so that my husband can start work, and then he starts, and then we tag, and it really did come to a point where we sat down and said either one of us quits or we are both going to be let go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that is the way I left.
Yeah.
That is how my path changed. Like after being on the straight path all this time, March of 2022 was when I left my physician position without a game plan of what's next, with everyone telling me you're going to have this big gap in your resume. How that's going to affect your ability to be hired later. What about your surgical skills? You're going to lose all of that. Everyone's, pointing to all of that. And here I'm saying, I can't do both. And I have one thing has to drop and it can't be my kid. So
exactly. Priorities.
Yeah. That's how I left at a pretty low point where I felt like I wasn't able to keep all the balls juggling, that I was failing at being able to juggle it all, and others have done it, and why can't I? And, it's serendipitously, I was introduced to coaching at that point, and, I was a client for this coaching program, and it just completely opened my eyes that, I had these blinders on. And it doesn't have to be just this way. And it pulled these blinders off and showed me that there's this whole world out there.
Yeah.
And it was just eye-opening. And it's since 2022, it's been 3 years of an amazing personal growth journey for me. It, all the coaching that I got for myself, all not only the mindset work, but working on my physical health and spiritual health, and just growing in so many ways that has been beautiful to see, not only for me, but then it's affected my family as I got parent coaching and learned about my own anxieties and helicoptering and worrying and how it was affecting my kid. And then when I backed off and worked on myself, his tantrums and meltdowns got better. And it was eye-opening for me. And the dynamics in the family changed. My husband, he's like, you do you. He doesn't believe in coaching or any of what I'm doing.
Yep.
He noticed the difference.
Yeah. I love that.
And in seeing all that transformation happening, it came to a point where I realized we were not living the light space. So we moved from Massachusetts, where we were for 20 plus years, to California in 2023. And we're starting new, starting fresh, building our community here. And it's been an amazing transition for us to realize, this is where we want to be. And in my own growth, I've realized that the best, amazing part that I loved about healthcare and about why I became a physician was the connection with other humans. And the reason I was burning out was because I no longer could spend the time I wanted with women. And my best memories are of where, I have this postpartum woman who comes to mind where I actually only had 6 minutes in the office to speak to her because I was double and triple booked in a 15-minute slot. And I can see she's struggling. So I called her back after hours on my own time, not getting paid for it, and spoke to her for an hour that I took away from my kid. And, that was so much value for me, not because, it was paying me or it was something that I was getting monetary reimbursement for. It was because I helped this person get through what she was struggling with. And I didn't expect anything more out of it, but I got a beautiful message the next day from her mother-in-law, who's on the same healthcare portal as me, saying, I've never met you, but I had to send you this message. Whatever you said to her has completely shifted how she's doing today. So thank you so much. And it just, that was a heartwarming thing for me. And that connection, that ability to do that without being structured into, you only have these many minutes, you have these numbers and metrics to meet. That is what I really enjoyed and loved. And that is what I love still continuing to do. And, it's this idea that when I first moved here, I always thought I'll go back as a physician. I'll still deliver babies. I'll still, grow families. And I'm realizing, what? I can actually transform these families even more.
Absolutely.
With parent and life coaching, just the way my family was transformed. And that's why this feels like a calling, that if I can, with my family, just change that trajectory a little bit. Hopefully with one family at a time, we can change the way this world's going and help our leaders to lead with compassion and love instead of how everyone's just in this place of fear right now and fear and division right now. Yeah, so this feels like a calling and a harder path to take and an uncomfortable path to take, because I know the physician world. I still get calls, do you want to work here? But this feels like the journey that I'm meant to go on. And that's why I'm here. And Wayfinding Moms is all about all of us finding our own way, because it's not one way fits all of us. It's us finding our own way for our own families. Right. And that's the right path for one person. Yeah.
I love that. That is amazing. Just the journey of becoming a parent is so challenging. The COVID struggles, I totally resonate. I had a desk job at the beginning of COVID, but it was considered, what did they call it?
Crucial, not crucial.
Emergency. Essential. I was an essential worker. So, because we sold the parts that go in machinery that is needed to, run things at the hospital and whatnot. And so I was considered important and that I had to go to work. And the weird thing is I was sent to, they made me work in the office. And at the time I was a part-time worker, but when COVID hit, when it first hit, my husband, who was a Boilermaker, they closed that job because they didn't know what they were dealing with.
Oh,
And
right.
because we're in Massachusetts, so we're kind of near the epicenter of the fun. And and so he stayed home with Gabriel at the time.
Yeah.
And then my work was like, well, now you can work 40 hours. And I was like, oh, can I? Great.
Oh, I
great.
can't really. Great.
Yeah. And so I did for about a month. And then Joe finally got called to work. And I was like, okay, well, Joe's going to work and I have no one to watch my child. So
Right.
I guess I'm, and so I kind of got furloughed very quickly after that. And so I got furloughed, but then 3 weeks into being furloughed, an opportunity happened where a spa near me was reopening after having been closed. And they said, and I had done a vendor fair there in the December. And I said, this place is amazing. If you ever need an esthetician, let me know. I was like, I have no idea how I'll make that work, but just let me know. Boom. Hey, we have an extra aesthetics room. And I'm like, remember me? And I just like kind of jumped at it. I looked at my husband and I was like, this is my opportunity to get back into aesthetics room while I'm furloughed. We can see if it works. And within weeks, my husband literally looked at me and goes, they can't pay you enough to go back. Like he could see how happy I was being back in an aesthetics room. Right. And so he's like, they can't pay you enough. And later in that fall, after they had officially let me go, one of my friends had quit and they're like, hey, do you want to come back and be on sales? And I was like, hell no. I was like, how do I politely say no?
Hell no.
Hell no.
I didn't know that part of your journey. I figured you were always an esthetician.
No, I mean, I've been licensed since 2007, but I got into it as the economy tanked. So first thing to go is, eccentric things like that. And so I had kind of struggled for a couple years and then I just went back to catering. And then after the Boston bombing, which I was blocks from where I was, I went and got a desk job at a place near me. And I just kept practicing on friends and family and educating about essential oils and all that stuff. And it just kind of was like, it was leading me back, but I wasn't there yet, and then, so yeah, I've been back in an aesthetics room for 5 years now. And that's been really cool. And at the same time, creating other things, but like, because of the COVID, like right before COVID hit, I was going to teach an essential oil class all about skincare and wellness. And like, basically I was going to do a facial, but teach people how to make their own masks and all their own things. And we basically took it online. And from there, I was like, wait, I can coach around this. Like I could coach around skin and wellness
Totally
online. And so that kind of started my journey into kind of what I'm doing now. But mine was like, let's take 6,000 turns and go in circles and down and up. And
but yeah.
But
isn't it funny how you start out or you try to fit the mold of what is required to get all the fit all the boxes in the corporate world that we are all taught that this is where you actually are supposed to be and make the money. And here we find that internal joy more when we're outside of that space because it's just not fulfilling to be there. And I also feel like our school system and education system is geared to try and get people into that box. And, it's so strange that we're all trying to fit what we're not supposed to or not meant to.
Right.
Yeah. Even honestly, I mean, in my holistic wellness path, like when I was in 6th grade, I learned about chiropractic. So I was like, I'm going to be a chiropractor when I grow up. And so I kept learning things all along the way. And when I graduated high school and told my English teacher, my art teacher, my history teacher that I was going for biology because I wanted to be a chiropractor, they were just like, what are you doing? Like, those are not your strengths. And I was like, yeah, but this is what I got to do because it's basically pre-med except chiropractic. And then organic chemistry, second year of undergrad killed me. And
I remember those days.
Yeah. And I chose very unwisely. I am convinced if I had chosen a state school with like 400 of my best friends for organic chemistry, I probably could have at least sort of passed, but
Well,
the path is the path and it's what we're
that's it.
supposed to do. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, I was not meant to be in that realm. I was meant to, have a completely different way of
Exactly.
helping people. So but it's so interesting how, we think we've got to do this one thing.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah. I stuck at it for a lot longer than you did.
Yeah.
And now I see the light.
Yep.
Because we're Priyanka, I'm going to speak for you here a little bit. I'm the same way. I'm just like, no, it has to be this way. Hang on tight. Just do
She
it.
does.
Push it, right?
She's like, we're just gonna do it. And I'm like, no.
I'm a recovering perfectionist. You know this. I'm way better than I used to be. Yeah. I tell Stephanie this all the time. I'm like, you would have hated me had you known me like 2 years ago.
I would have.
Yeah, no, pass. But I totally get what you're saying, Dr. Priyanka, and everything that you talked about, especially burnout. Burnout, and then I'm looking at your one of your signature talks in the fight, flight, and freeze. And so I'm wondering if you can share with us, first of all, what are some signs of burnout for you? It sounded like you were looking for a different job and you were finding like, nothing is, I'm doing the same thing. So, and so what could be some symptoms, something that our audience can notice, like, oh, I might be in burnout. And then if you could talk about the fight, flight, and freeze with that.
Sure. Yeah, I'll try. I don't know if they'll blend into each other. Maybe they will. We'll see what comes. So for me, and for what I've seen, burnout can look like where I was just looking for new jobs, just not really feeling fulfilled. And that's how it felt like in the beginning.
Yeah.
But now that you guys are bringing me back to organic chemistry, I'm thinking, even back then, it was this whole push through mentality. Just, I gotta do it. Even though I'm not happy, I just have to keep going. And that pushing through and that feeling like something's off. But even beyond that, it could be this place that we just feel like we got to survive through the day. Like we wake up and we're just not motivated to get up and get out of bed, not quite depressed, but just like, oh, I got to do this again. And then with everything thrown at us, especially moms, with career and family and kids that have all these pickups and drop-offs and all these snack boxes and lunches to make and everything that we have to get through just to start our own morning. And then at the end of the day, all the routines and all the classes and all the bedtimes and all the showers and everything that we're doing, if it all feels like a chore, if it all feels like just a checklist of, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, and just get through the day and then have this sigh of relief, been like, oh, where did the day go? Try to fall asleep and go back and start it all over again and feel like you're just surviving. That to me is you're not really living and enjoying life. That you're burning out at where you are. And I will add, burnout for me can also happen after you've tried to switch jobs, after you've tried something different, if you're in that same mentality. I'll give you my example. I stopped working in March of 22. And the days my kid still went into school, when he did, I didn't know what to do with myself. So the first day I was off, I did 6 loads of laundry and folded them all and put it away and found things to do to keep myself busy and active. And even now, I still have to check myself sometimes when I'm folding laundry or doing some task. And I have this thought in my head, just finish this load. I know you need to pee. Just go finish this load and then you can go pee. And I'm like, where is this coming from? It's a pile of laundry.
Right.
Yeah, I can walk away and come back. Yeah, I do the same thing though. Like I am one of those like terrible. I get yelled at by many people, including Wendy, for like I hold it for like hours and I don't know why. Like I'm just like,
just go pee.
I got other things to do. I got to finish this thing.
Right. And then, when you've got a kid in the mix that you're running after and they're in the shower.
I forget.
you forget to take care of yourself and the
Forget to
basic
eat.
needs. Yes.
Yes,
And it's the
until it's
basic-
about to explode.
Okay.
but that's the idea, right? That we're so like, even as a physician, it was, oh no, this patient's been waiting so long. I'll go pee after her. Oh, and then you forget it's been like 10 patients later. And you
Yes.
still haven't taken care of yourself. We were just taught to completely ignore our bodies and just
Mm-hmm.
pushing through to serve
Yep.
others. And if I stick with that serving others mentality, even when I'm home, it's still going to lead to burnout.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be more of a mentality shift. It has to be more of a mindset shift to realize
It's
that
the
I
hardest
actually,
mindset shift.
yeah, but to realize that I actually have to put myself first, because when I put myself first, I can serve others even better than I would have if I just
Exactly.
kept giving and giving with nothing left for me.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's another big piece of why I really talk about self-care for moms, because if you're just giving and giving and giving, then there's nothing left in your cup to give from.
Yep.
But if we fill our cup up first, then there's so much overflowing that it's actually better for them to receive from us in that space than when we're going from the space of burnt out, just surviving, just pushing through and just trying to get it done and out of the way.
Yeah.
What kind of a life is that, right? Just get it done every day. If someone's thinking, I just need to get through the day,
No.
then you're not really enjoying that journey of that day.
Mm-hmm.
That to me means something's got to shift.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
it. It is 100% that mindset shift. And that's where your coaching comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, and actually going back to the question about the fight, flight, um,
The 3 F's.
yes,
Fight, flight, or freeze.
freeze. That's the one I always forget.
Freeze.
I don't freeze, I guess. So I just don't remember it. But it definitely, I think the more you take care of yourself, especially if you are a freeze kind of person, the more you take care of yourself, the more ability you have to respond in a better way when you are faced with a challenge or an emergency with your child or whatever the case may be, like I think that's always a telling moment when something happens to your child, whichever parent's on duty that moment, right? How do you respond? Like my son broke his arm. He was 3. My husband was home with him and he broke his arm. And I just remember I had gone to the grocery store. I come home from the grocery store and I'm like walking up to the door and Joe's just standing at the door like,
Oh no.
and I was like, what is wrong with you? And he's like, I think he's broken.
I think he's broken.
It's like, what? And so I've got bags of groceries. I was like, could you get out of the way so I can put this down and I'll assess the situation? So I'm like asking him like what's going on and I'm like looking at it and and I'm just like going through all the questions like, can you do this? Can you do that? But meanwhile, Joe's looking at me going, you can't put lavender on it. It's not going to fix it.
He literally said that.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out what degree of brokenness we are, like where are we, And so it was just really funny, the different levels. Like he's like at like, oh God. And I'm like, okay, so let's just, okay. Yep. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, okay. We're going to the ER. This is what we're doing,
You can't
And
lavender that away.
you can't no. Lavender's not going to fix this one, Stephanie. And I was like, I know. Frankincense might, but not lavender. No.
That's hilarious.
And then like a week later, the same child who had his broken arm and he was 3 and he can't, again, Joe was on duty. He he was trying to climb into his wagon and he lost his center of gravity with his big cast on his arm.
Whoops.
And he fell on the cement floor in our breezeway and he knocked his head real good. So again, another visit to the ER and poor Joe was like, they're gonna think I'm abusing him. I was like, you're not abusing him. Like again, like total rocket ship up of like, oh, and which justifiably, when you don't have, but it was very funny. Like we were just like, oh gosh, but luckily he was cleared. Doesn't seem like he had a concussion, so that was good. But yeah, then we
Wow.
learned a lot about how to watch our child with his broken arm.
Oh,
Well,
goodness. Yeah.
And so, to your point of reaction and reactivity, Dr. Priya, you're mentioning something about this. Like you had a moment, just looking at, because you're like, I don't remember what I wrote. I don't either when I'm on podcasts. I don't remember what I wrote. But you said, talking about, of course, now I can't find it.
I remember. I did look at it, but the
personal story. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to add to what Stephanie's point that everyone reacts differently.
Right.
And this was actually a serious situation. So there was appropriate, need to react.
Right.
Also, we can land up having this reaction come up in simple, everyday, day-to-day things.
Yep.
And the other piece of it is when we react, we don't just stop there. Can I give you a quick example, which has nothing to do with humans, but just to give you an idea, if you imagine this deer just grazing on a patch of green grass, and out of the corner of its eye, it sees a lion coming towards it. So, it's probably not going to fight. It knows that. There's either flight or freeze. Sometimes you do have the deer in the headlights thing happen, right?
Yep.
Hey, there you go, Stephanie. Deer in the headlights. You won't forget.
No.
Freeze.
Joke was slightly.
Yeah. So, but then they usually do a flight where they get their heart racing, the blood flowing to their muscles, and they're running as fast as they can away from this lion. Now, what if this deer, like if it finds, an area, a clearing in the woods where it's able to pass through and the lion can't follow, and then it's probably looked around, seeing no danger anymore. All it does is shake itself off and go right back to grazing. But we humans have this added ability there. If our brains, our more evolved brains were in that deer, we would be sitting there going, oh my goodness, I could have just died. What would have happened to my family if I died right now? They don't even know that I had this happen. And
stressing out.
Yeah. And if we were, say, the lion in that situation, and our brain would be going, I just failed. I wasn't able to provide for my family. They're going to not get any food. They're not going to survive. I'm failing as a parent. You see how our minds just take over?
Yep.
In a simple situation. Well, this wasn't that simple, but still, the point being, in any situation, our minds can go to that extreme.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And that's a survival fight, flight, or freeze response. It's exactly that. When we are, say, late for a deadline, our brain is not going to, oh my goodness, we're late for the deadline. It's going to, oh my goodness, I'm not going to provide this. They're going to think that I can't make it at this job. I'm going to lose my job. I'm not going to be able to provide for my family. I'm going to fail as a parent. So it goes above just that level of what's going on in that moment. And that's the part, that spiral that can take us out of just what's the struggle right now, which is special for humans. Our evolved brain. Yes, our evolved brain allows us to think of the harm, feel it worse, and think of a worse situation, feel it even worse, and then keep going in that. And that's what I hope to break with my tool, this spiral that we get stuck in our heads, to pause from that. And I use the acronym PAUSE for it, to help us get present, get back to ourselves in this moment, what's needed today. And if I give you my personal example, it was a simple thing. My kid's 3. And he's just, zooming around with his fire engine and playing along with it. And you can hear him go, ee-yoo, ee-yoo, ee-yoo. And he's not listening to anything I've got to say, but it's close to bedtime and I've got these dishes to finish. And I'm just trying to get through the tasks. So I'm like, okay, let me get these dishes done. He needs to go to bed. And I keep yelling to him, go put your toy away right now. We got to go up. Come on, you got to do it. And I keep saying that. And I yell louder and louder, and there's nothing, no response. Of course, I'm far away from him, and he's all the way on the floor engaging, and he's making those noises, so he can't hear anything when he's making those noises. And as I went through that situation, I shut down. And my response was the flight response, where I didn't keep yelling, but I actually shut down to the point of saying, well, fine then. He's not going to go to bed. He's not, I just give up at this point. And I'm just finishing the dishes. And then he comes to me and wants to engage with me. Mommy, come look at this. Can I? And he's like showing me a move with the fire engine, and I'm ignoring it. And I'm like in the space of, well, now he can get a taste of his own medicine and how he feels when he gets ignored.
Yeah.
And this is a 3-year-old kid, and he doesn't understand where this is coming from. And why is my mommy not talking to me anymore?
Yeah.
And, and then of course the bedtime doesn't go as planned anyways, because now we're going to be late and everything's going to blow up because now he's unhappy and he's going to be affected that I'm not connecting with him. So all of that, it's simple situation. It's bedtime. It's not even a broken arm. It's not even need to go to the yard. It's a simple, every day-to-day life thing that can shift and trigger a space in us. And it doesn't have to be traumatic. It can be just something that is bringing up something in the past. For me, it was my voice wasn't heard growing up, and it didn't matter growing up. And if that comes up, then I'm in my own head and reliving that in my fight or flight, and I'm no longer present for this guy who is just asking for his mommy now.
Yeah, exactly.
So breaking that cycle, to pause and recognize this is not helping me in this moment. I'm stuck here. Let's get back to the present, to the body. A lot of times we're disconnected from our body. We ignore our body signals that we need to pee.
Right.
So it's reconnecting to the body, whether it's as simple just touching our palms together, taking a few breaths, just noticing what our feet touching the ground feels like, and getting ourselves to the present, which is the first P for pause. And going down that, and if you want me to keep going, I can keep going through the whole tool, but the idea is to pause and then figure out what we need next to then appropriately respond to our kid, and recognize that this kid is developmentally not ready to hear you from miles away while he's like very involved in his fire engine game.
Yeah.
So only when we pause and go through this tool, then we can step back and say, oh, okay, I need to actually go down to his level and get to him and connect with him first before I can get him to bed.
Wow. Absolutely. What a powerful and simple first step. Just pause.
It is.
Just notice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really is a powerful tool. And yeah, that's great. So you coach with clients, private clients. Do you do any group work? Do you have a community, or is it just the one-on-one? What do you?
So far I've been doing amazing one-on-one coaching, and I am ready to up level because I truly feel like community is so important, where people realize that they're not alone in these struggles. And group coaching is an offering of mine that's going to be special for the people here. If you can join me for group coaching, and my groups are going to be small because I really want to make sure I give attention to everyone. It's going to be 4 people, 4 to 6 people max, and it's 20% off for anyone who's ready to go down that path.
Nice.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Thank you for that. So, boy, listeners, viewers, getting more of Dr. Priyanka Venkataraman's just joy and knowledge and wisdom and helping her to shift your mindset. I mean, what an offer. Thank you so much.
That's amazing. Yeah. And that's so wonderful, because I feel like, especially early motherhood, I know it's kind of all levels of transitions, but early motherhood tends to be, for a lot of people, that very like lonesome time where you feel so isolated. So having a community where you can share and grow together is really important. So that's wonderful that you're doing that.
And my groups would definitely be best to suit everyone. For example, right now I have a client who's in her 60s and has an 18-year-old. So I serve any with whatever they're struggling with. She started out working with me because she was feeling like a victim at work, that she was being bullied at work. And now, 6 months later, we're working with her 18-year-old. And it's this idea that we can have all this fight or flight responses throughout our day.
Yeah.
Wherever it's coming up, that's where I meet you. And that's where I
love that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. And that's amazing. And there's so many spots in our journey, and And the fact that you can help them from wherever they are is
love
the
that.
key part. So thank you so much for being our guest. I feel like we could have
Wow.
kept talking for days.
I'm loving this. This is so fulfilling to me to just be in the space with you guys. So thank you for having me.
We'll have to have you again because this was
Yes.
a great conversation.
Agreed. Thank you so much, Dr. Venkataraman. I can't stop saying your last name.
Yay, I'm so proud of you.
I keep nailing it.
Yeah, you can find me at Wayfinding Moms wherever I am on social media. Just www.wayfindingmoms.com and reach out. I'd love to hear from anyone and everyone. As I said, you know, my fulfillment is in connection with others, and I just want to be able to connect with as many as I can.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
See you next time.